Now follow me as we ride, going up, getting high. Biggest flips in the sky, biggest flips in the sky, biggest flips in the sky.
First, I was gonna ask, like, what level is Drake at for you guys now? Like, is he at legend status? Like, where do you see him as like an overall artist? Like, because I hear people saying that, you know, he's on Jay's level now, like he's on Ho's level, you know, he's got that kind of Michael Jackson, you know, kind of status to his artistry now. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think his music is gonna, in 30 years, do you think like his albums are gonna stand the test of time?
I think so, yeah. Not his albums. He has moments. So Hotline Bling in 30 years, that moment will forever be there. I think if we're talking about our generation having children and passing things down, for sure Drake's on that list. Like, you know, that's how Michael Jackson got to our ears, you know, because, you know, your parents were listening to it still or whatever. So yeah, Drake's definitely gonna be the person to get passed down onto the next generation. Michael Jackson wise now, so how I would look at it is trump cards. Is like, you know, you have to look at it in a sense of, I'm not looking at Drake and I'm going to say he's top 10 overall. I'm going to tell you the points where he excels in. And when we're talking about fame, this guy is absolutely famous. There's people that don't listen to hip hop or anything like that, but they know who Drake is. So he's a superstar in that aspect. So plus he's an actor, so he can always, if the music don't work, I'm sure he can move over there. So I think he will always be in our eye for like at least another 20, 30 years.
Definitely.
In some sort of form. I think for me, he's definitely, I'm not gonna put like a legend yet, because I prefer to sit with like giving that to people that have passed. But I feel he's
a living legend then.
A living legend. I was about to say that. If anything, he's a living legend for the sheer fact that the 10 years thing, this last decade, he's had like the power.
His run has been crazy. His relevance, it's been crazy. Yeah, it's insane.
And it can't be over yet. Who's taking the place? If Drake ain't the guy anymore, who is?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There's no one really touching him.
Not on that level anyway. You see, like before it was like Lil Wayne, then it was Drake, and Drake kind of basically just took the torch and kept it like from the same place Wayne was at and went further. Nobody's at that place where Drake's at to be like, I'm next. So
and it was even a thing where like Wayne, I feel kind of passed down the torch to Drake anyway. And at the time when he did that, like Drake was at the level where, like in terms of like status, Cole, Kendrick, Big Sean, Wale, those kind of rappers, they were still like all kind of in the same kind of category. And then Drake just went from level to level to level, and he's just kind of set himself apart from, you know, his generation of rappers that came out at that time.
Yeah, that's very true. Like they were all kind of pegged to be like the next, innit? Like, but Drake, like, you man can be this, but I'm gonna be way over here. And he took it to another place.
But why do you think that though? What do you think he done?
Versatility, for sure.
Yeah,
versatility. Drake is he was the most marketable out of all of them. Like, just in terms of the music that he can make, the audiences that he can reach. Like, he's beyond just the hip hop, rap, R&B audience. Like, you know, people all over the world, as in literally all over the world, know who Drake is and like can acknowledge a Drake song. Whereas for like maybe his peers, it might not be the same level of influence. Like he even brings light onto like hip hop and R&B and with the sound of music that he makes to audiences that usually wouldn't listen to that kind of music. He just has that pulling power.
I definitely think though it's because he's so versatile and does so much. I think if maybe we were like, who do you think is gonna be the guy in 10 years? When like, what was the list that you said? It was Big Sean, all of them.
Yes, I said Big Sean, Kendrick, Cole, Wale, A$AP Rocky, that kind of.
maybe 10 years ago, let's say 10 years ago, who do we think would be that guy? I don't think anyone would have picked Drake though.
Nah, it was Drake. Drake was that was the Drake we liked at that time, so we cannot knock that.
It was Drake then.
Yeah, 100%. But then there was the Big Sean's, there was the J. Cole.
Yeah, exactly. Still level,
From my personal views at the time, I would say market, like what I would see happening, Drake. Because more time, like when I see like quote unquote backpack rappers like J. Cole or Kendrick, I feel like the J. Cole and Kendrick they're anomalies. Usually people like that go unappreciated. You know, they got their hardcore fan base, which is usually like, you know, enough to sell out a show in every country you go to, but it's not gonna bring you to the top of the charts or number one. Them two, they are very different. I don't know how it's happened, but yeah, if we really look at it, how it goes, Drake was definitely gonna be the guy. Like when you think about man's doing songs with Alicia Keys in your breakout year, and you're doing like backing vocals, you wrote the song, like that's different. It's absolutely different. I can't think of anyone else that was in that group where I could see them like, yo, you're gonna elevate and go past a certain point with your artistry. That's gonna.
You know what? That's a very good point. I agree.
So I'd give it to Drake for sure. Obviously, if we're talking about personal favorites, it's different. But if we're talking about at that time, if we look back at it, who do we believe that was gonna go further? I'm gonna say Drake for sure.
I guess when you put it like that, I'm thinking back. What the rest? Okay, yeah, I guess thinking back, and when you put it like that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because of that first. What was it? What was the first thing that he put out?
So Far Gone.
Yeah, are we talking about that? Are we talking about
Can't Be Later?
When he was in his bag back then, that was ridiculous.
Guy was everywhere. Songs with Timberland.
Thinking back now.
Mary J. Blige. He was everywhere. I remember there was a year. Even my mum said to me, "That guy's gonna burn himself out." I used to bang out BET back then. She's like, "That guy's everywhere. He's gonna burn himself out." So that's when you know that this guy was doing a lot of work. My mum don't listen to that. Yeah, she's just seen it. Like she's just seeing this guy everywhere. So yeah, he was putting in work still.
That's true.
And especially, I feel like music is even tougher to take in these days because of the whole streaming era. Like so much is just getting thrown at us. Like we don't even go out to get hard copies of things anymore. So to stay relevant for 10 years and kind of still be at the top of the game, quote unquote, it's a big deal.
And to be at the top in your 30s as well, you know, when they consider hip hop a young man's game, is even bigger.
Definitely.
Because I think people always compare Jay-Z. I don't think Jay-Z was ever really at the top. I think the thing is about Jay-Z is he's just never fallen off.
We digress.
Yeah, well, I guess we were just talking about how Drake is with his music, innit?
Yeah.
And I guess the one thing, so Drake has consistently done like that.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years. I feel Jay personally has done that, but a bit more of an incline.
Yeah.
So I can't put them in the same bag. However, or even there's not much comparison, yeah. However, it would be interesting to see where both of these characters are in the next 10 years. Like, could Drake still be making music?
I think Drake will still be making music. I still expect Drake to be making like high quality music throughout the next decade. But as for Jay, I think Jay's just gonna chill. Like we'll get something once or twice, maybe once every 2 years, 3 years kind of thing. Might drop in with a little single here and there. But I just feel like the level of like philanthropy that he's at now in terms of just what he's doing in the business side of things, I think he's just going to take a step back from the music and just kind of do just do that, I guess.
Now follow me as we ride, going up, getting high. Biggest flips in the sky, biggest flips in the sky, biggest flips in the sky.